have different views to certain issues, and here on the Citizens, that's exactly what we do. We bring the issues and speak our mind, not exactly as you want us to say it, but we free our minds. And I have with me ever beautiful ladies, very, very assertive, outspoken. They will tell you just the way it is. They will not beat about the bush. And I'm going to start from my extreme right, beautiful Roslyn.
Yes, my name is Roslyn Felly, and of course today we are going to be talking about 3 topics that you need to stay glued to your television set so you can enjoy the conversation.
And next to Roslyn is...
My name is Dr. Hannah Lisa.
And then...
I'm Araba Kumson, and we're going to be discussing some really interesting topics. So you want to call a friend to call a friend to call a friend.
And as usual, we have interesting topics to discuss today. Just a teaser. We're looking at women in politics, the quality versus the quantity. We are also looking at first impressions. Should you always trust your instincts? And craziest things you have done for love or you will do for love. We'll be back shortly.
And you're welcome back to the show, and we're going to delve right into our first topic, which is women in politics. We're going to be discussing the quality of women in politics and the quantity of women in politics. Now, you know that, I mean, politics is a big thing in Ghana, but it's dominated by men. If you take a cursory look at Parliament, you see what I'm saying, because, I mean, the men outnumber the women. In fact, you can count the women on your fingers and maybe your toes, but really, it's an insignificant number compared to the men. So why are we not seeing a lot of women in politics? Why are we seeing so few women in politics? And what is the quality of female politicians that we are seeing? Are we happy with what we're seeing, or do we need to see better? So I'm going to start with Hannah Lisa.
It's like I knew you were going to call me, but yes, well, I think that, like you mentioned, it's just a really small fraction of women in politics. And most of the time, I think that society has even made it harder for women to take leadership roles, not just in politics. But I think that more women should be encouraged. Sometimes it's because we are not able to rise as high as we are expected to. Most women have to stop along the way to take care of family, to give birth. Some have to give up their education because of taking care of their homes. And then when you get married as well, decisions are not just left to you. Most of the decisions have to be done in consultation with your husbands, and in some homes they have to actually tell you what to do. So if you want to go into politics and then your partner says no, it makes it difficult for you to go. Then there are all comments saying women who go into politics don't respect your confidence, may be taken as arrogance and all of that. So it's not easy for a woman who even may be qualified to even decide to assume certain leadership positions, aside all the factors that are pulling them at home and into the domestic environment. But I think that more women should be encouraged, because women are naturally passionate. We are born to multitask. Look at all the things that we can do. And most women, I think, have been able to combine other roles together with the home. So I think I need to see more women. I would like to encourage more women. But it starts from our homes. Are we educating the women as much as we're educating the men? Are we encouraging the women as much as we're encouraging the men? Are we making women feel that they need to go forward, they can achieve their highest potential? Do we stop women at a point in terms of education? When a woman is getting too educated, do we tell her that stop, otherwise you won't get a husband? Do we tell her that don't go into politics, otherwise it would be assumed that you're not respectful? Do we push our women to achieve their highest potential? I don't think that we do that. And so if we don't do that from the very beginning, how do we expect the women to feel comfortable and grow up to take up leadership positions? So I think that we can start from the homes, and we can start as young as when they're 5 years, 6 years, to encourage them, build their confidence, and make them see that, yes, they can do what the men can do and do it better. Then we'll see our parliament parliament being filled with women, and maybe we can see a first female president of Ghana.
I knew you were coming there. But you see, you're talking about the need to inculcate this in young girls as they're growing up. I remember growing up, I don't know, Rosalind, if you remember, the Girl Child campaign.
Yes.
You know, there was a lot of push into ensuring that girl children actually go to school.
Send your girl
and,
child
you know,
to school.
send your girl child to school.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, I mean, a lot has been done in that regard, but we are not seeing as many women, you know, in politics as we would. But you talked about some challenges facing women, which were hindrances for them going into politics.
Yeah.
But there are those who argue that, listen, there are women who also face those challenges, but they still manage to make it in politics. So is that a fair argument?
It's
I think that the question is not if the women are really ready or there are challenges with the woman. Is the society ready to put the woman there? Don't forget that for a woman to be a member of parliament, it takes you and I to vote her into power. And our society is such that people feel that when you put women in power, they become quote unquote pompous, proud, you know, and they don't do what they are supposed to do. It's difficult. Yes, that's what the society thinks.
Okay.
They feel it's difficult to work with a woman than to work with a man.
Okay.
Hence, society doesn't even give the woman the opportunity to get there. So you have a man and a woman, and the society will say, "Mommy, we didn't talk about you too, no, I can't work on you, or better, you know, hey, menopause, she's not going to mind you and all of that." But it won't be so with the men. So the society is giving the men the advantage over the women, because I know there are countless women out there who would want to be in parliament, but unfortunately the society is not giving them the opportunity. So if we, the society, will be able to say to ourselves that let's give the woman the chance, because to me the women, they haven't disappointed yet, and so why can't we give the others the chance? You know, in everything there are people who fail and there are people who win. Even the men, some are failing and others are winning. So if one woman fails amongst 10, I don't think we should judge all 10 women equally. I think we should give the others the opportunity to be there to represent us as well, because there are some women who are doing fantastic jobs out there.
And I like the fact that you talked about society shaping the perceptions of, you know, a lot of people about women and women leaders. I remember this party, the New Patriotic Party, they had wanted to introduce some sort of policy where they would field women in their strongholds. It's a stronghold, so everybody will vote for you. I mean, a lot of your supporters are there, so they will vote for you. So it was as easy as that. It was just to give the women that advantage and also to encourage other women, you know, to go into politics, you know. But there were people, many men, who kicked against that policy. And said that, you know, I mean, they will lose votes, you know, in the main election if they went ahead with it. So are men our problem, or what exactly is it?
Men are the problem. Let me tell you, before you go to now, let me tell you this. I have an example. I actually dealt with
And just to be clear, I'm talking about men. Are men the problem?
Some men.
In this context.
Some men.
In this context.
Some men. And even women. Let me tell you, I was having a conversation with a man, and my husband and I, plus another gentleman. Then, you know, it was over the phone. So the gentleman didn't know I was on the phone. Then he goes like, "We are the men, so we should make the decision. I don't know why you're listening to your wife."
Oh, wow.
Yes. So this is when the society bit comes in.
This is a clear example of how patriarchal our society
so many
is, right?
people out there who feel women should not even have a voice. 21st century. And this is happening. So there are women who are qualified enough to be there. But some of the men are the problem. They won't even allow the women to rule over them. To them, you're ruling over them. But the reality is they are supposed to serve us. So what happened to them being there to serve us? Or because we call them honorables? Anyway.
So I mean, quality and quantity. Now, we've discussed why there are few women in the challenges that they face, which is why we're seeing fewer women in politics or even in parliament, wherever it is. What about the quantity? Let's talk about the quality, I beg your pardon. The quality issue. Are the quality of women politicians, you know, the ones that we are actually expecting? Are we happy with the quality of women politicians that we're seeing right now?
First of all, how many women do we have in politics now? So you count the numbers and you weigh it. What have they done positively? And I think the majority, they've made impact. And I'm for the operation more women in parliament, politics, I beg your pardon. So I would want to see Rosalind in politics, I would want to see Annalisa because we shouldn't see you in politics. You'll definitely get there. We'll be sitting here, we'll see you on our screens. Okay, so we want to see more women there.
Right.
Because I think that women, like Annalisa said, we are very passionate. We can multitask. It gets to a point where even in our job places, you realize that they say, oh, she'll give birth and then she'll leave the job hanging in there. Yeah. So rather, let's give it to the man to do the job. I think all these brings down the number of women we have in politics, and sometimes it's so demeaning. And it doesn't make the women, be daring enough. Because I don't want you to, the men, as usual, I'm there. I don't want you to be there. Just few men will allow you to attain or achieve what you want to achieve, leave you right there. Go, honey, go, my dear, you can do it. Just a few of them. If they see that you're going up there, you want to rub shoulders with them, they will bring you down. But actually, we need more women because we trust. We are women. We know what we are saying. We know what we believe in. We know what we can do. So we need to give the women opportunity. Ghana, give women opportunity to be in politics.
Do you think that the women in politics now, Ghanaian politics right now, whether in government, in opposition, in parliament, are they setting a good example for other women to say that, yes, I also want to go into politics. I also want to go into governance?
Okay, there are some that are setting good example. I can remember there was this lady, you know more about politics, that was all over the place. My God.
What did she do?
Oh, it's not Adrasafo. There was this. She has the same.
She's a politician.
Eslausu. No. Probably if we go around Eslausu, I don't know. But
okay, what did she do?
How
Maybe Hawa Combs. I can't remember, but there was like so many issues about this lady, like negative stuff. She shot. During the election or something.
That was Hawa Combs.
Okay, yes. So just a few. Some of them,
right?
some of them are making positive impact, but obviously we are human, so definitely you have people also making the negative ones, but you still need to give us the chance. Men do same. Don't they do mistakes? Of
course they make
we saw the men fighting in parliament.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. It's what I was going to say. I didn't see one woman during that fight.
I don't know. But don't forget,
did you see any woman?
The very first fight, we saw the woman involved. Well, Esla was sitting on a man's lap. I said,
okay, so that's when you mentioned Esla. Okay.
So
that escaped me.
It's the parliamentarians, but then I will say again that we need a society where we will accept that women can do the job equally like the men can. We don't have to think that if a man is doing it, a woman shouldn't. And there's another problem when it comes to even married women. It's very, very challenging. When you see a lot of women on top, most of them are either divorced or they are just baby mamas.
Exactly.
The married ones don't climb to the top. Just a few men, push their wives up there. There are some of the men who feel it's even a competition for a woman to go to school. I have a friend whose husband told her that once she's doing her master's, when he says she should sit, she doesn't sit. So she should leave this house.
Whoa.
Yes.
21st century.
Yes. So you see, it's happening, Araba. It is happening, Annalisa. It is happening now. But what is society doing about it? I think that as parents, we need to start training our children, the boys, to understand that your sister is not less of a human being than you are. Because you cannot tell the sister, go to the kitchen and wash the bowls, as he sits there and watch cartoons. Wrong in every way. You become a doctor. I need to train you so well so that when you go to your husband's home, you make sure that you become a good housewife or you become a good wife. Yes, we are both in school, but you're telling me to become a good wife. What about him becoming a good husband? So that's where the problem is.
But they're intelligent girls.
It's up to we, the parents, to start now. Maybe the older ones are gone. You cannot change their mindset. But let's start from the younger ones. Probably 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line. things will change. For our generation, it might not. But it takes you and I, as we are the ones having younger children today, to train our boys and girls so that when they grow up, they will be able to say, my sister can be there. This person's sister can be there. That woman can occupy that position. If we don't do it today, we'll still see a repetitive of what is happening today.
Yeah.
Interesting. It all comes back to the patriarchal society. I mean, the male-dominated society. So, Annalisa, I'm going to put this question to you. Do you think men are the problem? I've heard the views of Na and Rosalind on this particular matter, but I just want to hear from you. People might think that we are male bashing, but we're not male bashing. What we're doing is just setting the record straight and putting the facts out there as it is, right?
I think
Women
society
opportunity.
is the problem. It's enabling for the men. You can't blame the men every time for enjoying what is easy for them to have access to. So they're in an environment where it's easier, it's softer for them, it's easier for them to rise. Like I said, with us, there may be some distractions, like I call them distractions because they distract us from maybe rising to our highest potential, but they may not necessarily be distractions in the very sense of the
Like
word.
what? Like childbearing?
Yeah, like childbearing, having to stop to get married or having to make your decisions based on the fact that your husband or your partner doesn't like that, whereas your husband or partner can make his own decisions without even consulting you. So I think the society is enabling, and that's what we need to change. The society starts in our individual homes. If we build a lot of confidence in our girls, when I was growing up, I was pushed with a lot of confidence. I always tell people that if you see me on the moon one day, then know that it's because my mother said I can do it. And I feel that if everybody's parents pushes that kind of confidence or even more in their kid, their children will learn to achieve their highest potential. Remember that most importantly, God brought every one of us onto this earth for a purpose. And I don't think that God gave everybody a purpose of just coming to serve another. That may be somebody's purpose, but God created each and every one for something else. And as parents, as guardians, as teachers,
help
as
them to
older people
discover it.
in the society, we need to help these people identify it. We need to enable them reach their highest potential. And I think that it begins with me and it begins with you at home.
Interesting. Begins with us and it begins with you watching us here. But before we wrap up this conversation, I want to know from you ladies, which female politician inspires you? So, who should I start with? Rosalind.
Wait, start with somebody else. Wait. Hold on.
Okay, all right. Okay, let me start with
No one on my mind yet.
I
You
think,
want to know your mind?
all of them. To see them there is a proud moment for me. Every time I see them seated and I see the woman there, I feel very proud. And so I can't single out one particular person.
Well, it shouldn't be restricted to just Ghanaian politicians.
Exactly. So I mean,
know,
whenever
so
I
any
see
female-
a woman who is occupying a high position in life, I get excited about it. When I walk into companies and I hear this woman is the CEO, I get excited. I feel proud to be a woman. So I think every woman out there who is making women proud, I'm actually all for that.
Okay. What about you, Annalisa?
Well, I think that in recent times is the Vice President of America, the U.S., Kamala Harris. Yes, because she, irrespective of whatever ideology she has, I'm inspired by her because you push through a system that says that it's not possible. Hillary Clinton tried, it didn't work, it didn't discourage her, but she also pushed through and now she's left an indelible mark. So now every young girl can look out there and say, if she did it, I can do it. And that's why I find it inspiring.
All right, right. For me, I would say it has to be Ellen Johnson
Sirleaf,
Sirleaf, the first female president of Liberia in Africa. And given that it's Africa, I mean, it's even more profound, you know, because, you know, there's our perceptions about women in Africa. So for her to break through that perception and attain that high office of president, I thought that was a feat. We haven't been able to, you know, repeat that feat. Very few places have female presidents. And even America doesn't have a a female president yet. So
Yes.
that is a big thing. But of course, there are so many other women out there in politics across the country and across the continent and across the world, really, who are doing their bit to, ensure that the female voice is heard. So that's how we're going to wrap up this discussion for now. But don't go away. We're taking a short break. There's a lot more to unpack and discuss, including the craziest things you've done for love and a lot more. So stay tuned.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching Sixth Sense. My name is Rosalind Felly. I'm here with the lovely ladies. I'm here with Na, Araba, and Hannah Lisa. So we are going to be talking about first impressions. Should you always trust your instincts? Personally, I've trusted some of my instincts and I haven't trusted some of them. But you know what? Anytime I trust them, they work. But when I don't trust them, well, anyway, let me start off with you, Araba. I'll start off with you.
Okay.
Do you trust your instincts, your first instincts, and why?
Well, usually I gravitate towards trusting my instincts because I'm almost always right. But I always say that, as I've grown older, I've learned that sometimes when you meet someone and they make a bad impression on you, it's not because they may necessarily be a bad person, but maybe they're going through something that day, and you saw the bad side of them. And so if you leave that impression, for the rest of your life, you live with that impression, it wouldn't help you because it means that what you're doing is, you're choosing to judge someone based on one day of something that happened to the person, when the person, has many layers to them and could be really very interesting and a good person. So usually I used to trust based on my, instincts. But as I've grown older, I feel like, you need to step back and assess the situation a bit, before you come to a judgment.
You judge the person. Now,
Sometimes it works for me, but sometimes it doesn't work. So
Okay.
not all the time. When I feel that this is it, I believe strongly that, like, when I feel strong that this is the thing, this is what I feel about this person.
Is that your instinct or is the Holy Spirit?
Oh, it's not the Holy Spirit. We've not gotten there yet. It's not the Holy Spirit. Sometimes
Hallelujah.
it works. Sometimes it works. And sometimes it fails you.
Okay.
So, like you said, you don't always have to look at somebody for the first time and then, know what kind of person he or she is because of what you saw at first. So for me, sometimes it does work. Sometimes it fails.
it doesn't.
Yes.
Hannah Lisa.
Well, I always say that we need to be patient with people. When you meet somebody, they may be going through a lot. There's a lot that determines the person's attitude at that particular time. Maybe they're having a very rough day. Maybe you're not even the reason they're being rude to you. Maybe you're thinking about something that's going on. They just had some financial challenge. Or maybe their team lost. So, yes, for men, it means a lot. So you can meet a man and he doesn't even want to talk to you, and it's because his team lost. Also, I've been mostly drawn to socially awkward, shy people. And socially awkward, shy people, the first time they meet you, they'll be weird. They'll be all over the place. They want to talk to you. They don't even know what to say. They don't know how to go about it. And so naturally, funny enough, those are the kind of people I'm drawn to. And so when I meet them, they'll always act weird. Their first impressions are always terrible. But with time, I've come to realize that they've been the nicest people, and my best friends have actually been that people I met through a bad impression because they were shy and they're naturally socially awkward, and they turned out to be great people. And so when it comes to first impressions, no, it's not always the case for me. I always have to meet you like once or twice and then determine. Of course, I will remember how our first meeting was, and more often than not, I would tease you about it. Yes, especially when I find out that you're different. But to say that I always rely on the first impression, no, because of experiences, no, I don't.
Right. Sometimes, people walk up to you and say to you, oh, I never thought you were like this. You know, when I met you, I thought you were different. But getting close to you, you are the opposite of what I thought. Have you gotten that now?
Yes. Myself, sometimes people look at me and they feel that I'm arrogant, I'm disrespectful. I don't know. Yes.
Really?
Exactly. Arrogant. See the way you said, whoa. I hear that, and sometimes.
Wait, now you?
I'm telling you.
Can you imagine?
You're surprised. You see, they are all surprised. So I just don't understand what they see or from where they deduce all those stuff. I hear them, and there was an issue, and then, argument, and someone said, do you really know her? Have you gotten closer to her? Get closer to her. The fact that you don't know her or she does things this way. Okay, when I am on the job, I'm kind of serious on the job. No matter who is working under me, I really do not mind. I want the job done. I want the job done. So sometimes I behave some way so that the job is done. So I think that people see that and they think you are arrogant, you are disrespectful. So
Maybe
from afar,
not arrogant, straight.
they don't see it that way. They do not see it that way.
But Araba, what about you? Because you are on TV, and obviously people have different perception about what did they see on
Araba
TV.
looks strict. Until that's like an honest first impression.
Right.
I know, and I've gotten that a lot. People will be like, I'm not approachable.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I'm just reserved. When I was growing up, I was shy.
That I agree.
You know, I was shy, and so a lot of my classmates are actually surprised that I'm in this business.
Yeah.
You know, because I never really talked much. I just observed a lot and all of that. But you know, that's one of the things I get. I mean, like, oh, she's a strict person. Oh, she's unapproachable. Oh, she's not friendly. And then when you get to know me, you realize that I'm really very goofy, but I'm just putting up a front because, you know, you have to look ladylike and sound ladylike and all of that. And sometimes you want to give that impression so that people don't take you for granted. A lot of people get my age wrong. They think I'm much younger than I am.
Okay.
So sometimes,
Women
you know, I've
don't
had
tell
people.
their age. I was going to ask you how old.
No.
Don't go there.
So I get a lot of people thinking I'm younger and you know, treating me based on that perception.
Right.
So sometimes I deliberately try and act strict so that, you know, they will, you know, show some respect.
Right.
And not just play around. So
you look
really-
more matured.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it's
Annalisa,
been.
do people have wrong impressions about you? You don't come across like that at all.
Oh well.
She's the bubbliest doctor I've ever seen.
Yes, that's because you know me. But when people see me initially, they think I'm not approachable, and I think that it's because I can easily make friends. I can talk to anybody at any time. So when we get to a place and everybody's struggling to speak to somebody or be nice to somebody, you see me sitting in my corner because I see any minute I want to make a friend, I can just walk up to the person and be friends with the person, or I can just strike a conversation. I mean, the first day I came here, I didn't know you, but I just started talking to you, and that's how I am. It's taking a while. Growing up, I think my confidence was seen a bit differently, so I came across as somebody that was overly confident or was not nice, but those who know me, but sometimes I like it like that, because those who really know me know that, please, I'm a tease. I'm like the funniest person. Yes. So sometimes I like it like that, so that the whole public sees the whole
can
social
tease for the
media,
whole world.
like serious doctor. Yes, I like it like that sometimes.
Well, you see, I initially, you know, people will say, Rosalind,
Approachable.
okay, well, what's your first impression about me now?
What's wrong?
Okay, good. Araba?
I thought you're like a, I don't know, beauty queen who is like, you know, reserved and don't come 2 inches away from me. Stand back here. Yeah, you can talk from here. Kind of, you know.
Annalisa?
Yeah, like doing bougie kind of thing.
Until you realize that she's really different.
You know,
I usually tell my husband, you thought you married a lady. Sometimes we sit in the house, like, I throw my wig somewhere, my legs are somewhere. He's like, hey. So when I met you, I thought I was getting married to a lady. This one is different, completely different.
Yeah.
When I meet people, yes, the same impressions that you have is what people say about me all the time. It's never different.
Okay.
I used to worry about it. Okay, I used to worry about it. I used to say, why do people see me like that? But as I grew up, I got to understand that it's good. for people to see you like that.
Okay.
Yes. You cannot force an apple. You are not an apple for everybody to like you. You understand? So if you get close to me, if you decide to break the ice and get the opportunity to be close to me, and I get the opportunity to be close to you as well, you get to enjoy everything that comes to me. But it's not everybody that can get that close.
Exactly.
And so if you can't get that close, still you be there. You are entitled to your opinion. I cannot force you to see me in a different way.
Yeah.
But those who see me how they, or those who are close to me will definitely enjoy me. I remember the first time we met. It was in a costume room.
Yes.
Yes, and I think I was trending already at Joy. And yes, people thought the same. But I know when you walked in, I saw it. And I've gotten that a lot. I saw, when you came in, it was like, hi, and then you actually went to sit somewhere. I was like, okay, she also sees me like that. It's all right. I'm the ice. And today we are here.
Yes.
You
But
know.
you see, you've said something, sorry to cut you, you said something that's very important. I think sometimes people judge us by what they expect people in our environment to be like. So it's bad for me because I'm on two ends. People naturally expect doctors to be arrogant, naturally. So they think that, okay, once you're there and you're a female, then that's how you're going to be, or you won't be approachable. Then I'm in the media space. So I'm on two sides of the coin. So when they turn here, it's still there. The media, people see women in the media as difficult to approach. And so whether or not you're like that, people judge you that way. I've been to a lot of events where they do something and you smile or you talk and they're like, oh, so you're nice. And I'm like, you don't even know me. So what were you expecting? And I think that with time, like she said, she was worried about it. But I'm also realizing that there's really no need for you to get worried about it because people will judge you anyway. So just be yourself and show the people who are willing to get to know you that other side of them.
And you know what? When I love so hard. So I don't expect everybody to be in my circle. And I think that people should understand that as well.
It's true.
Don't expect everybody to be in your circle. Don't try to please everybody.
Yeah.
If this
You
is
can't
the
even
impression
please
about,
everybody.
there'll be a time where, you guys might become the best of friends. I mean, I remember when I walked in here the first time and Araba said, hi, Rosalie. I was like, is that Araba?
Araba in the costume room. Took herself somewhere.
It's important to also set boundaries. I
Yeah.
think it's very
Yeah, I think
important.
so.
Sometimes when you set boundaries, people feel offended, but they don't realize that it is to protect your own mental
Exactly.
health.
Exactly.
So that's also a very important thing.
Yes, and so that is it. We'll go on the street to hear what people have to say when we talk about first impressions.
I also work with a principle. My principle is I know myself, I have confidence in myself, and I like the way I am. So I can't force myself, I can't impress someone. All right, I have to be myself, and being myself will reveal the best of me.
I think being yourself shows how real you are. The person knowing you, taking you for who you are is the best. But pretending to be who you are not, later the person finds out, it involves a whole lot. So being yourself is the best.
Even in a relationship, you don't need to be too much impressed to the guy. You need to be yourself as a lady and be confident in everything that you do.
I think you must be yourself. You just have to be yourself.
Do you have any reason to that?
For instance, when you pretend as if you are not like this, like as I am right now, and then later when the person got to find out that you are lying to him, it's a very bad character though, but you need to just be yourself, who you are.
For me, it depends. Some people would like you to go the extra mile so that they will know that, yes, this is what you are. Others too would like to be me. But in this new era that you are, if you don't try to push harder and try to say, okay, this is how I am moody, I am this, nobody will try coming to you. So you have to go the extra mile and do something outside your comfort zone for other people to like you, but not too much. But you have to do something to get that like from the person, and then you are you in your house, but in other places you tend to be different person. That is me.
You have to be in yourself, because how you present yourself is how the guy is going to love you. Thank you.
Actually, depends on your character, your personality. So it's not, you don't need to impress someone.
I don't think you have to force yourself to impress anybody. Just be yourself. Yeah. You don't have to push yourself on somebody or show off for the person to know, oh, this is your standard or something. No, just be yourself. Live the way you have to live. Yeah.
I would say just be you. Be natural is the best you can do to yourself. You force yourself and a lot of things can go wrong. So just be yourself, be who you are, and I think things will fall in place.
You go out there and you go and try to impress someone. Maybe you go up to a standard you are not able to maintain, but you have to keep at it. And that's how a lot of young people are dying these days, stressing ourselves for nothing. Do you understand? So just be yourself and you'll be okay.
Welcome back. Well, you have heard what people have said when it comes to first impressions. Do not force yourself to please people. Like I said, you are not an apple. Not everybody will like you. We'll take a break on this note, and when we come back, Hannah Lisa will take over. Stay with us.
So welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking and staying with us. It's time for one of my favorite topics. I love love. Everything that has to do with love. Love conversations, relationships. I love watching people in love. But I don't love it when they break up or they have a heartbreak or they are served breakfast. No, I don't love that. But I love everything that has to do with love. So the next thing we are talking about, please, is a topic close to my heart. What's the craziest thing you've done for love? Don't tell me you haven't done anything. We've all been there. Secondary school. That's when we're most vulnerable. Yes. The first heartbreak we had, of course, we did something. That's probably why we got broken-hearted. And then university, maybe then we're a bit older, so we can say that, okay, we knew what we were doing, but we still did it anyway.
Araba is actually nodding like...
Yes, everybody has done something for
I'm
love.
just agreeing with her.
Everybody has done something crazy for love. But what's your definition of crazy, really? Let's start with some of the craziest stories you've heard before we come to you and what you've done for love.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah. No, we're starting with the craziest stories you've heard. People have done for love.
That's like putting us on the spot.
Well, I mean, okay, other people's stories.
Yeah,
I
we're
guess,
starting
you know,
with
people
others.
tattooing, their boyfriend or girlfriend's names on their bodies.
faces.
Yes, on their bodies. And then they break up with them, and now how to cover the tattoo is a problem.
Yeah, that's a crazy
Why
one.
do you do
really.
that? I mean, it's so difficult to remove. Why would you do that?
Yes.
I also heard a story of a girl who actually walked several miles. I mean, I think she was driving and then her car broke down. She was going to see her boyfriend and her car broke down. And it was late in the night. And she actually parked the car and she walked to the guy's house.
Like that one, you know, do something before.
No, please.
No, do something before.
No, please.
Like,
They always came to visit me.
me.
No, that's not even about. No, she was going to the guy's house, and it was far. It was far,
And the car broke
and it was
down.
late in the night. Her car broke down.
So she should
Instead
have-
of taking an Uber or something
She walked.
and going back home, or maybe going back to the guy's, she walked to the guy's house. And this was a place that was so far. I mean, she could have been, attacked by armed robbers or anything.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, for me, those are interesting, crazy stories that I've heard.
I wish I used to read Mills and Boons. Probably I could have said some. People's crazy stories. Is it that I just don't listen to people when they talk about their love
Oh, you don't
stories or-
think they're crazy, really?
Probably I don't think they're
Yeah, I
crazy.
don't think
I
they're
just
crazy.
think
You think
it's
anything for
normal.
love is love. Yeah.
like-
Normal.
Yeah. I mean,
Kind of remember.
what is love?
So you see, I heard a story of a girl who was given a full scholarship to go and study outside.
Yeah.
And her boyfriend told her not to go. Otherwise,
They'll
he's
break
breaking up with her. And she didn't go. 2 years down the line, the guy met somebody else and
And broke
married
up
the
with her.
person.
Okay, so that's crazy
That's
for love.
crazy, yes. Because how do
Okay.
you put your career on hold. But I think that for Rosalind, there's really nothing crazy. She can do anything.
It's not doing anything. It's not doing it's for me. Like, you know, it's just not doing.
So you don't think you haven't done anything you think is crazy
You
for
haven't
love?
gone to the extremes for any man.
Like now
what?
you see,
like something
then
that
when
you
you-
ordinarily wouldn't do.
Example.
I don't know, like, you know, cooking the whole week for the guy. I mean, when you could have been elsewhere.
My husband said, we cook and put in the fridge. You want me to come and cook 1 week
So
for
she
you?
says she's a hardcore lady. She
No,
hasn't
no,
done
no,
anything crazy.
It's to me, I think I just live by the day. I'm a believer of, it's a relationship. We get to make it work. Two people come, you know, together, decide to make it work. Love is a decision. It's not the feeling that you feel. It's a decision. I decide to be with this person. I decide to spend the rest of my life with this person. I decide to make it work. I decide to feel, you know, this way about this person. I decide to treat the person special. And so, to me, it's not about me going all crazy, all gaga for a man. The man going all crazy, all gaga for me.
You decide to do all of these things, but the basic thing is that you actually genuinely like the person, because you cannot just decide to do all of these things when it's just a
you can
fleeting
like
feeling.
someone,
Yeah.
but you can decide to love the person. You see, but you can like someone and
Yeah.
also decide not to love the person.
Right, right.
So it's a decision.
Can you decide?
She's trying to say she hasn't fallen deep.
I fall deep, but I don't fall foolishly.
That's so
That is
different.
very, very important.
Wow.
That's very, very important.
That's great. I'm sure.
Okay.
Yes, the craziest thing.
Something crazy that someone did. I mean, she was in uni, and parents gave her money to pay for her fees, and then she decided to pay for the boyfriend's fees.
That's common for the guys.
But when I
Really.
hear such stories, I feel so wait, the boys pay that for the girls.
Yeah.
So
The
the
guys-
guys, anybody pay my school fee?
So she paid for the guy.
And the guy married
You're
her.
at the wrong place at the wrong
Oh
time.
no, the guy married her.
He married her.
Then it was great.
That's
It's worth
Mills
it,
and
right?
Boons story.
No, it's not.
I mean,
a real story?
It's a real story.
Yeah, that's
It's a real story.
great, really.
Because
Because for most people,
what job is
doesn't
she
really.
doing now?
The lady,
Yeah.
she's an administrator.
And what's her husband's job?
The husband is an operations manager in a particular firm.
Okay, she couldn't have been the operations manager.
I won't go there. I won't go there.
So we have people like Rosalind who are hardcore girls. They don't fall, but I'm sure so many of
I
you
fall,
are.
but I don't fall
say
foolishly.
Okay, not foolishly,
but not
But
what-
we have all fallen foolishly. I mean, well, for me, I think
Not
that
me, not we all.
Okay,
not me.
except you.
Yeah.
Well, I think
for
for
yourself.
Me, yes. So I think for me, I'm a giver.
Okay.
So I am scared of what I may end up giving. So when I love somebody, I give a lot.
To what extent?
So, I give. I mean, I don't give to my disadvantage, but I give.
Should it
I
be
can
only
really give?
somebody you're dating,
Your
or
time.
when you love people? Like,
Naturally, when I love
can you
people,
love
I'm
me?
giving.
Give me, because I like, as I'm sitting here, I need like
Yeah,
$1
so,
million.
so of course, when I'm dating the person, but I won't break a bank for my boyfriend. I mean, so that's the foolish. I haven't gotten
Yeah.
to the foolish level yet, and I pray to God.
Don't get there. You can't get there at this age.
Rosalind's description.
Not at this age.
Yes. But I think that our definition of crazy may not be crazy to somebody when they are actually doing it, because there are many acts that people do that they think they're doing it for love. And when you love somebody, I always say, and so wada, when you love somebody, you can do anything and everything. Go over, above, and beyond for the person.
Right.
And everybody around you can tell you that this is not good. So in all of this, I think that we should, so we don't fall foolishly, see if it's reciprocated, if your love is reciprocated. So like me, that I'm a giver, I'm giving. Is he also giving?
Is he also giving?
Is he, even if he's not giving money, is he giving his time? Is he giving something
But this is
else?
where the crazy comes up, because you don't realize
That's
I mean,
it.
love is blind, they say.
Love is not
so
blind,
you
it's
fall
blind.
in it. For most people, it's blind. So
From
once
where
you
you're
fall in
standing,
it,
from where
you
you're
lose
standing.
your senses.
You
I mean,
don't lose your. They decide to lose their senses. Love is not blind. Look, go in there. Let me tell you something. The Bible.
Yes. Preach on, sister.
That's not in the scripture.
What does the Bible say about marriage? It said, man, what?
You love your wife.
Woman.
Submit.
Humble. Yeah.
Yes,
Submit.
So you see, when the woman tells you she's in love, she will Jimmy, because the Bible never said that.
So the men are supposed to love.
Yeah, actually it's true.
I see.
Yeah.
So as a woman, you're
supposed to submit. And when you submit, the love comes with it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And the man
So
is supposed to be the one who is
a man that loves you
this
is easy to
question.
submit
If
to
a
him.
man is pursuing you with the intention of having a long-term relationship with you, and you are not feeling him, as it were, or you're not really attracted to the man, but he's a decent person, people say, oh, this is a nice guy, I think he'll be nice for you, but you are not attracted to the person, okay?
At all.
Not at all. To some extent, you can have a nice conversation.
No. I mean, at all, I see you don't like him. When you
Oh,
see
no,
him,
no.
then you
It's
get
not
upset.
that. You like him to some extent, but
Okay.
not overly.
Like you
that-
want to be in
not
love. I
exactly.
think that's what she's saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do-
But
how
you
do
can
you
have a
how
good
do you get to that
conversation with
point
the
of
person.
submitting so that
I mean, you can
the
have a
love
good conversation with the
yeah,
person.
you can have a good conversation with the person.
When you see the person, you get excited.
The excitement, no,
You don't get excited.
not necessarily.
Then why are you with the
That's
person?
not what you should be.
Okay. So that one,
but you were
when
saying
you
it's a
submit,
choice.
the love will never come if you're not
How are you
excited.
submitting to somebody that you when you see you're not even excited about the person? You should, because I like you, okay? And I get excited when I see you, Araba.
Aww.
Yeah, it's likeness. I like Annalisa. When I see everybody, I get
should be
excited.
excited about
If I don't like you, when I see you, I can't get
You're not
excited
this.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's not love.
Yeah. Okay. So what is it? Foolishness?
No, it's just, no, I mean, it's more,
That's the word for the
it's
day.
It's likeness. But when we talk about love and being foolish with love, it's mostly women. Because the Bible didn't tell you to do so. And so when you do so, what happens is that you do what you're not supposed to do.
My
People
dear,
don't do that
you
deliberately,
do not
I think.
decide that you want to fall for somebody.
You don't decide.
It just hits you.
What hits you?
That's what I'm
It
saying. People
just
don't do
hits
that
you.
deliberately.
Look, you can fight emotions for somebody and you are fighting it and it's still there.
Hey.
Oh, but we also
Then you are not fighting. Then your macho is not strong enough.
Women are emotional creatures, so
Yes.
it's easier for us
love
to
is
use
love
That
is
is why
crazy.
the Bible said that, because women are emotional creatures. It's easy for women to love. It's difficult for men to love.
So if you see somebody you like more than the person likes you, you kill it. If you see somebody you like as a woman and the person doesn't like you that much, you kill it.
That's second.
It's not.
No,
it's
look.
not that easy.
But you have to kill it.
She's from.
How?
That's second.
What says it like it's so easy for you to do?
Don't. I'm not saying it's easy, but don't.
She said that's why you kill it.
Don't ever be with somebody you love more than the person loves.
Hey.
That's what the
As a
men say
woman
the
or
same
as a
thing.
woman.
So this
Wait,
is
the
some-
men say the same thing.
No.
No,
A
but
man,
as a woman,
a
I
man
think
will
it's
treat you
yeah.
well if he doesn't know where you stand with how you feel for him.
Oh,
But
really?
I'm telling you.
These are real nuggets
But,
of
but oh yes, he knows you like him.
Right.
Okay, but he doesn't want to lose you because he can't really tell your stand. But he knows you like him. He knows. And
Yeah.
But
But the men are also singing the same song. Do not love the woman more
No,
than
I
she
think that
loves
as a
you.
woman,
And
you're
we are
better
also
off.
singing the
the
same
men
song.
I
hardly
think as a
sing that
woman,
song.
you're
The
better.
men.
Really, you're better off if your partner
Loves
loves
you
you
more.
more. Because we are very emotional. It's very
Very.
easy for a woman to love you just by the way you treat her. Even the way you treat the kids can make a woman love you.
if somebody
Performing your
brings a car-
responsibilities can make a woman love you. I mean, doing your basic, not making her even complain before you pay water bill.
Some women are
light
doing it, the
bill,
men are still
can
not
make-
loving
No,
them.
I'm saying
Look,
generally.
as a woman, if a woman does it, a
Generally.
man will not like you.
Yes.
If you're a woman and you do that, your man will not like you. Let
get
your man
it.
take his role.
Yes.
Let him do what he has
So
to do.
you're better
And
off
you,
if the
the woman,
man
you
loves
love
you
him.
more, really.
And you see, Araba, if somebody should bring Araba a Benz right now, let the Benz pull out.
Let it come to fruition.
Let it come here right now. Araba ain't gonna say, I don't like this man. He ain't gonna say,
No,
hey,
Araba,
she ain't gonna say.
Araba, free your mind.
No, I am not materialistic. Please.
Araba, free
And
your
this has
mind.
nothing to do with
If it's
material. Don't be
if it's
saying
someone
materialistic
I'm
if you go and marry the man and you say materialistic, he doesn't give you ubebre.
She's not looking at the
Jill,
car. That's what she's saying.
If I don't like the person, if the
No
person
matter what the
doesn't
person gives.
excite me when I see the person, even if you bring me a Range Rover, I won't collect it.
Okay, well, so when you hear crazy stories, before we wrap up, when you hear crazy stories, the people and the things they've done for love, how does it make you feel? I'll start with you.
I'll go like, hey, so yes, sir. But so you also get there, you wouldn't understand the person. But that'll be the first thing. Like you'll be so astonished. You go like, you don't understand. Wait till you get there.
Yeah.
Depending on what the story is, I mean, I'll best start laughing. I'll be like, hey, wait till me, Anna. You know, but like now I'm saying, you really don't know the full story. So, I mean, after laughing, I'll just sit back and soberly reflect and, you know, next time I won't laugh again.
The person's shoes as well.
Madam.
Mademoiselle.
Yes, the one who doesn't fall foolishly.
The mama.
Yes.
It doesn't fall
never
foolishly.
fallen foolishly.
Foolishly. We need to look into that though.
We don't fall foolishly. See,
How does it make you feel?
if I should hear of a story that the person was foolish enough to do foolish things.
I knew that was coming.
See,
Sit up.
I think I'll just take my lipstick then I'll just use the lipstick a little bit. And I'll just walk off. Because just say, me I think if I should react, what I might say, because you see, I think again, it boils down to us as parents, how to bring up our children, to let our girls understand that even though you meet a man that you might love, make sure he loves you more. Because if he loves you more, he will never want to hurt you. Anytime he's hurting you, he will think twice about how you feel. Even if he decides to cheat, he will not hurt you in his cheating. If he has money, he will make sure he always shares to make you happy. He will make sure he treats the children well. He will make sure there's shelter over your head because he doesn't want to see you hurting. But when you go for a man that you love more, you end up spending all your money on the man and you end up crying for the rest of your life. So choose wisely
and not foolishly.
Well, I
Not
for me, when I see these stories, I go like, I always say, God, please don't let me get to this point.
No, you never, because you cannot be my friend and get to that point.
No, because I think that, well, I used to think that, well, this person was too foolish for what they did. But then you have never seen people get too emotional. Your emotion can take over you. And that's why we get people getting depressed, committing suicide, and all of that. It's because they allow their emotion to get
I like the word
better.
allow.
Yeah, they allow their emotion to get the better part of them. And then it ends up turning them into something else. And so if you are in love or you think you're going to do something crazy or you're the type that foolishly falls in love, make sure that you surround yourself with good friends.
Yes.
One of the challenges, yes, at least you need people that will draw you. When you're going to do something, they would listen to you and say, no, this thing that you're going to do, it's a bit much. You're going to use your school fees to pay for a guy's money. Those that would insist that you do not do what you intend to do. You should surround yourself with people like that. Another reason people do crazy things for love is also because they feel like, okay, I'm in love. Let me go all out. It doesn't matter. They cut off all their friends. That's a crazy thing.
That one.
They don't crazy thing. They don't watch Ayikuma with them.
Yes. Another crazy thing is cutting off all your friends, everybody. Just because you found somebody. That way, when you are served breakfast, as we say, when he breaks up with you, or when she breaks up with you, you have no one to fall back on. And that's what leads to depression, suicide, and all of that. I'm very particular on the mental health aspect because we've seen women go mad and crazy simply because their partners let them. We've seen men become drug addicts, alcoholics, smokers, and all of that simply because, and players, simply because they suffered a heartbreak. So please minimize it on the crazy things for love. I think that more people out there, the people on the public, have so much to say about the crazy things they've done for love. So let's just take a few comments from them and then we'll be right back.
Well, he needed some money for something. Money, like huge. And that was the last in my account. So I have to withdraw to give it to the person because of love.
I've been giving him all my money.
To travel with him without telling my mom for a whole week. Yes. So we went to Akosombo. I didn't tell my mom. She called. I'm like, I'm in Accra, which is very crazy. Anything can happen. But yeah, so that's what I did. And nobody will know where I am because I said I'm in Accra with my friend. Yeah, so that's what I did.
I found those comments extremely interesting.
I love the smiles on your face.
Ask for love. Yes, you never know.
Cool,
but like I
cool,
say, and so da. Because who knows? You may be the one using your salary to pay for somebody's trip abroad.
Don't do that. Don't do
God
that.
forbid. I
Don't
hope
do
you
that. Don't
But
do
if
that.
you do, I hope it ends very well for you.
you.
Yeah. So now we come back. It's been a very interesting episode. We've had so many interesting comments. Which topic stood out for you?
I would look at the instincts and impressions about people. I've learned a lot. From you ladies. The other day we were asking us, so what's your first impression about me? You know, and Rosalind, I've said it, you know, Hannah Lisa walked in and she was all bubbly. Hello.
So I didn't come in babbly. Yeah? I didn't come in babbly.
No, I mean, I've said yours. You are like,
a queen bee.
A queen bee.
Diva.
Okay, so she came in
Does
just
not
like
fall foolishly. Let us not forget that.
Madam. For Araba, I met her in the studios, and just like you described her, she wouldn't say much, but she read the news, and I was like, So when she finished, I decided to say, I love the way you know,
to break the ice.
To break the ice, thank you. Yes, and she smiled actually to say thank you, and I realized that the way you think about this lady, that's not what she is. So I've really. My thinking for that has become positive ever since. But for those who think I'm arrogant and all that, please get closer to me and stop thinking that about.
They should get close to you.
Get closer. Don't sit afar and judge and say she's like this, she's like that.
There's this phrase that, you know, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Assume, you know, so don't assume. Okay, so for me, because I'm very particular about, you know, gender advocacy and the push for more girls and women to go into, you know, more male-dominated areas and show what they can do just like the men do. I think that the issue of women in politics, the quantity and the quality, for me, is what stands out for me throughout this conversation. Because it's important that we get that critical mass of women out there in politics. Women make up more than 50% of the population in this country. And so it's difficult to understand why we are not seeing more women in decision-making, you know, positions. So it's important to continue the conversation and to encourage more women, you know, so that they feel that, yes, they can do it just the same way that the men are doing, or even better.
We can.
Definitely.
Yes, we can.
Well, it looks like I'm left with the love bit, so where you think...
Where you don't fall foolishly.
Please use the word again.
Of course. You, look, love, but don't love foolishly.
Exactly. That's our mantra for tonight,
Yes.
all of us. Love, but don't love foolishly.
Make sure that when you're loving, go with your head. Know there's tomorrow all the time. Know that a man, what the Bible has said is that God, it's God who said, oh,
man.
God, it's not me that said. If me, I say, then you can come and tell me Rosalind says. No, the Bible said a man should love, a woman should submit. Please don't go and rewrite the Bible. I beg. Let the Bible remain as it is. Let the man love you. Let's feel the love from the man. And then when you feel the love from the man, automatically you will love him and you will honor him and you will be a happy woman. So we prevent all these mental issues and people in mental hospitals and all of that. Please don't go and use your school fees to pay anything for a man. I beg you. If you have school fees, pay for yourself, educate yourself, so that if, in case the man doesn't treat you well, you can be able to place your children in better places. Because as a woman, whatever it is, your children, you are the first person that even if there's divorce, the court will grant the children to. So please, as much as possible, make sure that you secure yourself, you secure the future of your children. Love, but don't love foolishly.
Love, but don't love foolishly. I would say fall in love. Give yourself a chance.
Don't fall. Where are you falling?
Give yourself a chance to love somebody.
Yeah, love, but don't fall.
Yo, madam. Give yourself a chance to love somebody. Also, the fact that you've had very bad relationships does not mean that you carry the baggage from a last relationship into another. Please treat the new person as someone new. Give the person a chance. Don't make somebody pay for the sins of another person. I think it's not fair. Surround yourself with positive friends. Surround yourself with people that you know will tell you the truth to your face, such that when you're in love, you don't make the wrong decisions. And then when they talk to you, listen. Do not cut out your friends, or do not cut out every aspect of your life because you've met one person. No. Do not revolve your life around one person, please. Continue to have your life. Continue to have a full life. Give everybody a new chance. You never know. You may end up being happy. When you get broken-hearted, learn from it. Cry a little. Don't let it get too much to you. Or cry a lot. Don't let it get too much to you, such that you become depressed, you become suicidal, or you have mental health challenges. Move on. Move on and take it as a learning opportunity. Yeah. You become better. And also realize that sometimes the heartbreak was because of you. Well, ending on a note of love.
Which you love to talk about.
Remember that I love you.
Yes.
But I have to go. I hope that we've been able to leave you with enough to keep you missing us for a whole week. So until the next episode, it's been me, Dr. Hannah Lisa.
Myself, Rosalind Felly.
Of course, me, Araba Kumson.
Nadu Olen.
And it's bye from us.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. We love you.
But we don't love you.
Love you. Don't fall foolishly.